In the general settings, if you click on the rollout for it, you're going to have several options inside of here. The first one's going to be a tile is compressed. This is going to be if you want to reduce the size of your image, you can click on this one. If not, it'll remain uncompressed, so the image is going to be the same size and quality that you see from the image you're working on. You also have a visible in-game. This means that in the actual game, it's either going to be the image itself is going to be either shown or not shown. That doesn't mean the object is turned off. It just simply means the image is going to be visible or not. In the editor, you're always going to see it. So whether you have this on or off, you'll still see that image right there. You have an option to say receive light. Receive light means that on a tile type light, if you place one of those in the scene, then this is going to let you know whether or not the other tile is going to create light or shadows based off of it. The receive light is using the collider box that you have. So if you have a square box, that's going to be the lighting that gets casted from it. If you have a circle or you have a dynamic type of shape, then those are going to be that's going to be the look you get from the light. You have options for save type. The save type is going to be what is letting the tile know that when a game or a scene is completed, so a goal is completed, you can either not save, you can remember it, or it can be persistent. So any of these options are available. By default, it's none, because most of the time you're not saving per tile information, you're just saving the end goal or a score. You have a lock state, which is only in the editor. The editor option gives you a state so that when you initially create a tile, and this is more useful for when you're using multiple users are actually playing or editing inside the scene, you can have it so that the tiles on create actually start where you can't erase them or you can't move them, or you lock all states to it. That way, if you're placing in, for instance, a player, you may want to say lock all so that other players don't accidentally erase them or move them. You have the option for image offset. Image offset goes from a -5 to a +5. The image offset is going to be those variables on each layer inside of the editor. That way, if you want to move it further behind another one but keep it on the same layer, then you can do it that way. Below that's going to be the animation frames per second. The animation frames per second is going to be talking about how quickly does each image show. This is 15 frames per second. You can actually lower that if you have fewer frames. Currently, our image doesn't have any animation to it, so it's just going to be a single image this shows. You have the option for thumbnail image. This is going to be an important one. If you click on the none, you can choose the thumbnail option there. The reason this is important is that this is also the same one. It shows up in two places. It's going to show up in the market center, so that when people are looking at your content, they're going to see this image as one of the ones inside the tile set. And then also it's going to show up in the GUI when it comes to the editor, so they know which one to click on or which one to choose to place inside the scene. If you don't want if you've chosen the wrong one, you can always use the X and click on it. It'll reset it to none. And you can click back to it and set it back in if you need to do that. Alright, so that's going to be the basic setup for the general settings. And again, the general settings, similar to like the tile description, these are going to be found on, I believe, every tile type. So when you be sure that when you're going through this, kind of get comfortable with what those properties are and how to use them, because you're going to be dealing with them all the time.